Hello everybody, Ryan here, or MandRproductions, and this is my review of the first ever LEGO Originals physical product that is available for sale in select LEGO stores and available on LEGO.com. It also is available in quite a few different bundles on LEGO.com. You can get it with a classic brick box, you can get it as the LEGO Lifestyle bundle, you can get some minifigures with it, or you can just buy the LEGO Wooden Minifigure. Again, quite a few options there, which is interesting for LEGO. Usually they don't have that. Maybe it's something they were worried the sales of this set wouldn't be very high, so they decided to throw out some bundles there immediately on the day of release. But it is released today, November 3rd, 2019 for VIPs, and will be available November 7th for all customers at, again, select LEGO stores and LEGO.com. This product, as I showed you on the LEGO website, costs $120 at retail. That is a lot of money, and the price per piece ain't that great either. You're only getting 30 pieces in this set, and it's recommended for ages 12 and up. Now, obviously, the bulk of what this set really is not LEGO pieces. It's actually what you're buying is really the wood LEGO minifigure. The minifigure kind of wraps around the right side of the box. You have the LEGO Originals logo just in the opposite fashion of what we have on the front side of the box. Kind of interesting how that's filled out here and not filled out on the front of the box. This side of the box, again, got the cutout for the word Originals and a bunch of colored bricks there. The back of the box is going to give us some very cool and important information about this product. It says, as every minifigure is assembled by hand from solid red oak, each product is unique. So everything is not going to look exactly the same as the one that you see on the box. Some of the wood grains are going to be slightly different. It won't be a big deal, hopefully, on most. Maybe some people will get one that's particularly ugly. I wouldn't see that being a problem trying to return to LEGO if it did look really bad. But I think all of them should be pretty high quality. And then it just says the same thing in a bunch of different languages. It gives you the height of the minifigure there, which is 7.87 inches or 20 centimeters. So that's a very, very tall minifigure. It also says that it's made in Vietnam. However, the components are made in Denmark, Hungary, Mexico, China, Vietnam, and the Czech Republic. The components really meaning the LEGO pieces, I believe. And then the actual character is assembled and made in Vietnam. The wooden figure, that's where that is made. So that's everything on the box. And interestingly enough, this product, I have not opened it yet, does not come sealed. It actually just comes as is. You'll see in a moment what I mean by that. But there are no tape seals, and there's no like plastic wrapping like you would see maybe on an Apple product, for example. Like this is just the box, and you can just open it right up in store. And I asked the employee about that, and he was saying how they had to keep a close eye on it to make sure no one steals one or anything crazy. And it's also a thing where you get this in your hand, and you're like, well, why isn't it sealed? And that's kind of how I felt in the LEGO store. I was like, why aren't I getting a sealed product? So for something that's a very premium product, or at least that's how LEGO is pushing it for $120, you would think it would come sealed. So the unboxing experience is very easy. You should just be able to lift this right off, kind of like another Apple box, just minus the plastic wrap, so it should lift right off like that. And we'll see the inside of the box actually has a bit of padding for the minifigure hands so that they don't scrape up against the actual cardboard on the inside of the box. We'll set that off to the side. And on the inside here, we have our wooden figure, which is, you know, you can feel it when you pick up the box, but pretty heavy. And we have what looks like the instruction manuals, which we'll just pull out of that little tab. Kind of interesting. A little bit bent, unfortunately. Again, premium product here, $120. A little bent, so maybe that's something they can work on, but it's kind of an interesting presentation, to say the least. You also have those colored LEGO Originals kind of style pieces in there, which I think looks pretty cool. But the instruction manual is actually bigger than I would think. Oh, maybe it's got some more stuff. So your table of contents there, and then working your way in, there will be tons and tons of different stuff in here. I suppose you can pause if you want to read any particular page, but there will be tons of different information in here, and also like inspirational stuff. So something that they presented in their video about this, LEGO did, is that they're designer originals, and those aren't for sale, but they do show them also on their website, and they really want you to be creative with this. I mean, you can obviously leave it in the state that it's in, which is what I will probably do, but they really do want people to, you know, decorate them and paint them. Never going to be able to make something that looks that good, so why would I bother? I feel like I'll just ruin my $120 piece of wood. I can't believe I spent $120 on a piece of wood. What have I come to? Anyway, that seems to be the instruction manual. Not too much in, as far as like actual instructions. It's more of like a, hey, look at all this cool stuff manual. We also have the LEGO parts in here. Oh, I guess, okay, so maybe the figure pulls out? Not sure. Okay, the whole thing pulls out. All right, so that seems to be the rest of everything in the box. So you just have this like slab of cardboard here. Looks like the character is held in by some rubber bands, which will actually need a knife to open, unlike the box. Got it. All right, I don't know why that was so tough. Why did that have to be so hard? Anyway, it looks like there's also a little tab of cardboard here to push on out with your character, kind of helping hold it in. So I didn't know those rubber bands were there. Those will actually keep the character in there so that if you're in the store, you can't just easily take the figure out, I suppose. Although it's not that hard to steal this, I suppose, if that's what you were out to try to do. But because it's not sealed in the box, that's my issue with it. Just initial impressions, it feels good, sounds solid, which is important. It does feel like wood, because it should be wood. You can see it's got different grains on it and stuff, very different color on the, it seems like the torso is darker than like the legs and stuff, which is kind of interesting. But again, yours will be unique, a little different than mine. Kind of cool piece of cardboard back there with the LEGO minifigure, and then we should be able to pull our bag of parts down and out, and this will be all the parts needed to make, I believe, the little camera that gets put together with this set. So I'll build this up, we'll put it in his hand, and then we'll check out the rest of this figure and see what we can do with it. So page 14 and 15 here are the instructions pages. It gives you 5 different options for things you can build, and of course you could try to build your own thing. You know, gives you the option, but I have a particular liking for the camera that they include. Although the popsicle, we have the heart popsicle, we have a guitar, and we also have a pen or a pencil, whatever you want to imagine it is. But I think the camera is the one they show on the box. It's probably the one that I like the most as well. So I'm going to build up the camera, and that's what I'll use for display. But of course, you can build whatever you want, and of course, you can use your own parts to make anything else you want. So with our build and our extra pieces out of the way, now we have our wooden figure all on its own. And I must say, the feeling of the wood is something that gives me like the chills sometimes. It's kind of like nails on chalkboard. I'm not a fan of that feeling, especially the wood on the wood. It's just not my thing. But other than that, I mean, you can't deny it's a cool looking product. It's a very nice, hard, solid wood. I mean, that's what I expected. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels premium, which is important. You paid $120 for this. The bottom of the feet have some different information on there that I guess you need to know, or LEGO probably had to put on there, but it's 100% wood except the plastic, so I don't really understand that. But yeah, that's pretty neat little information down there. There is no articulation on this character. I mean, I guess the hands can flip around, but the actual arms don't move at all. The legs don't move at all. You can't like attach this to things or anything. Like, it's just not gonna happen. The head doesn't spin at all. Nothing comes off. It's one solid piece of wood, and it's carved, I believe, by hand, or to some degree by hand. I mean, LEGO put out this video that made it a little bit confusing. It looks like a lot of them are made by hand to some degree. So I'm not sure exactly what degree of work by hand is put into this, but that also does have to factor into that $120 price point. The top of the head there has the classic LEGO logo on there, just kind of stamped in there. Got a nice dark wood look to it as well. Really like that dark wood look on the inside of the logo there. But you can see the wood grain is actually very, very nice looking as well. Very cool. The only thing I don't like about mine is maybe the darker torso. The dark torso just looks weird compared to the rest of the character, although it doesn't matter if you're going to go ahead and paint this like I assume some people are going to. I'm not going to, though. I'm just going to leave my figure like this. Now, let me get you a regular LEGO figure over here to compare. I'll use my custom Boston Celtics Jason Tatum minifigure here to put up side by side with the wooden character that we have in the background, and it makes the wooden character actually look like a monster. Now, obviously, the wooden character is maybe even smaller than you would expect when you get it in hand. I mean, it's not huge by any standard. I mean, it's about as tall as my hand. I don't think that's a great angle for you guys to be able to see that, but yeah, you can see, I mean, it's basically the size of my hand, and I would say the figure is a nice size. Maybe a little bit bigger would have been nice for the price. It definitely $120 feels pricey, and when you put it up with a real LEGO minifigure, you really see how small the figures look compared to it, which is kind of cool. You see the real side-by-side right there is a pretty incredible look. I mean, this is a very, very big piece of wood. The minifigures will not fit directly into the hand. You can see they just won't fit like that. If you turn them to the side, it will fit, but then they're going to fall out anyway. So it's kind of a shame that you're not able to have the big LEGO wooden minifigure hold on to the actual LEGO minifigure. I thought that would have been a pretty neat little thing for it to be able to do. Again, LEGO claims this is in 5:1 scale, so it is very, very large compared to the actual LEGO minifigure. but perhaps smaller than you would still want for what you're paying for something like this. So, what are my final thoughts on the LEGO Wooden Minifigure from LEGO Originals? Well, I'm glad you asked. I think it's expensive. I mean, I think $120 is undeniably overpriced for this. I feel like it is. I paid 120 bucks for it at the Lego store, and I just don't feel like the value is there for me. And maybe I don't appreciate the fact that it's handmade, and maybe I don't understand exactly what all goes into the production of something like this, but I don't think a lot of other people will either. And to me, it's a piece of wood that costs $120, and I don't know how much I can get behind something like that. It will make a great decoration in my room, I can't deny that, but again, that doesn't take away the fact that I think it's expensive, and I think that is just something you have to take into account if you want one of these. I don't think this is anything children are going to want to play with. It's something that you can obviously decorate. Maybe kids would want to enjoy doing that, but you can do that for far cheaper with other alternatives at the craft store. Why would you buy your child a $120 LEGO wooden minifigure to basically terribly decorate? So I don't know, maybe that's a little bit mean, but you know, even when I was little, I'm still not a good artist, and a 7-year-old is certainly not a good artist either for the most part. So that's, I hope you get my point with that. Like, this doesn't seem like something that is for children to decorate. It's more an adult decoration thing, artist thing, and it's not something that's really up my alley. Maybe you'll find more value in it than I have for $120. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Maybe one of the other off-putting things is the fact that the Lego hands are plastic on this thing. I mean, they're plastic. The rest of the minifigure is wood. Why aren't these wood? I don't know. Maybe it's just so that they won't wear down over time and you can continue to put things in them. I'm not exactly sure, but it just begs the question. Why aren't these wood when the rest of it's wood? I don't know. So again, let me know your thoughts on this guy in the comments section below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed my review of the LEGO Originals Wooden Minifigure, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.